What's up, everybody? Today we have Inscryption, Kaycees mod.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's it. We don't have the full game of Inscryption here because if I'm going to be completely 100% transparent, I played it on my own and I really didn't care for the ARG, like, guy playing it and taunted and etc. It wasn't my bag. I didn't like it, so I didn't want to fake being like, oh man, when that's not gonna make for a good video.
Yeah.
But the gameplay in a vacuum was pretty nice, and this mod is essentially the gameplay in a vacuum in just a pure roguelike. So we can experience the game without me having to not like the story at all. So this is my first time running it. I'm going into this mod completely blind. Challenge level 1. Challenge points 0 out of 10. No hook. You do not start with the fishing hook item for plus 5 challenge points. So these are like modifiers that we can put on. You may not reroll card choices. Smaller backpack. You can hold one less item. Or pricey belts. The trapper's belts cost more. Let's not put on any modifiers for our first run.
Makes sense.
Challenge points requirements for challenge level is not met. You will not advance to a higher challenge level or unlock stuff if you pass this run. Okay, so
makes sense.
It wants us to put some challenge on. So it looks like it wants us to put 2 modifiers on if we need to have 10 challenge points, and each of these is plus 5. So we'll do Trapper's Pelts cost more. And smaller backpack. Sure. That's fine. So are you familiar at all with this game, James?
Nope.
No?
I'm blind.
Oh.
I know it looks spooky. That's all I got.
Yes. Okay, so I'm assuming this is some kind of draft situation. Or no, that's just my deck. Oh.
That's your deck. Okay.
Okay, so we'll go right here. Oh, do you mind if I examine those pelts of yours? Well, I do have a couple of pelts. Start with your hair pelts. Here's what I can offer. Okay. So the idea
there's a whole lot of stuff there that I don't know what any of it means.
Okay, so the idea of this game is that you play cards, but you can't play cards just by playing cards. You see the little blood icon in the top right?
Yes.
That it requires that many sacrifices to play. Think like almost like Yu-Gi-Oh style rules for high star creatures.
Sure.
But whenever you draw a card every turn, you can either draw from your deck or you can draw from this pile of squirrels. And the squirrels are free, and you can put them down and then you can sacrifice them. And that's essentially that. Whenever creatures die, you get bones, and then the coyotes can be summoned for the bones. And then as far as, we got your power and your toughness. That's pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I can just right-click on a lot of these. So, Waterborne. This card submerges itself during the opponent's turn. So, he's a bit safer.
He's safer, but that means he's not there to defend.
Correct. You got your Death Touch.
Yeah.
This guy moves around. He'll move in the direction inscribed on the signal after he attacks. Or at the end of the turn, rather. This guy both flies. So, you know how flying works. And a Hoarder. When he plays, you can search your deck for any card and take it into your hand. Which is nice.
That seems pretty good.
I mouse reeled there. This one is a Fledgling, so this card becomes more powerful if it survives for a turn.
Okay.
This card's a Guardian, so whenever a creature is placed on an opposite space, he'll move into its way if there's an empty space there.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out more as we go.
Yeah.
So the Great White Shark is very expensive. So I don't know if I want the Great White. Elks are always nice. They're beefy. They move around. Adders are good at killing things, but not good at doing damage. The elk fawn, I believe, just turns into an elk after a turn, but it costs 1 less. But he's got to survive that turn.
Sure.
I think I like the... Maybe we have 2 rabbit pelts. Maybe we go full elk. We go elk, fawn, and elk. Maybe we could be elk boys.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll do something like that. These pelts are most excellent. My thanks. Okay. So now we can go to a Sacrificial Altar. We can go to a backpack to get some items. Or we can... I forget what this one was. That might be the Totem Lady? I'm not sure. We'll go to the backpack. We'll get some items.
Sounds good.
The amount of items you can carry is 2, and you have 2. Instead, perhaps you'll accept this gift from my friend. Ah, yes. If you have a full inventory and you go to look at this, you can get a free pack rat.
Okay, what's the pack rat do?
The pack rat is a 2/2 for 2, and when you play him, things happen.
Okay.
Let's see. Trinket Bearer. When a card bearing the signal is played, you will receive a random item as long as your pack is not full.
But our pack is full.
Yes, but we can use stuff.
Okay.
We have the fish hook, which will take a card from an enemy, and then we have a squirrel in a bottle.
Okay.
An emergency squirrel. Okay. So, this game is very, like teeter-totter. Let's see, we got the scale here. Whenever we do damage to him, we'll put weights on his side of the scale. When he does damage to us, he'll put weight on our side of the scale. When this arrow makes it all the way to one end or the other, we either win or lose.
Okay. So we basically have to do 5 total damage one way or the other. Yeah. Although, with Tug of War rules, obviously.
Yep. So we have a squirrel in our hand, which means that we can immediately play our Stoat card, which is just a 1/2. Which I think is fine for now. So we'll sacrifice the squirrel for a Stoat. And then we can't play anything else currently. So then we end our turn. We do have a squirrel in a bottle. So, see, and he's did 3 damage to us. So I think we're going to draw a squirrel. And then what we can do is... I think we can use this squirrel and this squirrel to summon either of these 2. I can summon the pack rat, which will give us an item since we just used the squirrel in the bottle.
True.
So we do that. We use our emergency squirrel. And then we will do the pack rat. And we'll take care of this coyote, I think. And then it gave us an hourglass. The hourglass will make them skip their next turn.
Okay.
And then the hook here is I can hook any of the cards on the other side to use it as my own. So, but with that, I think my turn is going to be over. So we're still a little bit on our back foot, but we're in a better position here.
Okay. So did all he do was just attack? Did he not do anything?
Yes. His encounters are kind of set. Like, it's not like full games. It's just like he has this encounter. And
gotcha.
So that's the extent of this encounter. So really, all I have to do is end turn, and eventually we will win this damage race. But I will make it go a little bit faster by drawing another squirrel. Oh yeah, and then if he's just like I know how this is. So do I accept his surrender or do I finish the match the slow way? We, for the sake of time, will accept his surrender. There are reasons why you wouldn't necessarily want to.
Okay.
In the regular game, anyway. because doing damage past his limit gives you money.
Okay.
I don't know if it's relevant in this mode or not, but I figured for time we'll move on. All right.
I can buy pelts.
Yep. And we have pricier pelts on. The trapper was driving a hard bargain that day. So yes, and we got a rabbit pelt free of charge, and all of these cost money. And like I said, doing over damage is how you get money. So
okay.
So
well, we have no money.
Well,
then.
yeah, we have no money, but with pricey pelts the way they are, I think I'm fine. I'll take his free pelt and move on. Alright, so then we have a fire. Came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warn more of your creatures by the fire, they said. Warm it by the fire and enhance its power, said another. You notice one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. So yeah, we can give a creature of ours +1 power.
Nice.
So we got the stoat, we got the bullfrog, we got the wolf, elk, fawn, and pack rat. I like the idea of one of our cheaper cards. And the bullfrog is just better than the stoat because the bullfrog can block flying. That's what that symbol is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And there we go. Now it's a 2/2. You had an idea. Why not warm your creature by the fire for just a moment longer? Well, one of the starving survivors took a step closer. This would be risky. Push your luck or pull away.
Ooh. So I assume that there's a chance it gets stronger and a chance that it just burns?
Correct.
I like risk.
You want to risk it?
That could be such a strong frog.
Okay. The fire warmed the poor bullfrog, enhancing its power. One of the survivors reached towards it. Another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the bullfrog away from the fire and left. Okay, so we kind of snuck one in there. But a 3/2 bullfrog for 1 is very strong.
Yeah, that was my thought.
But it could have gone much worse. And hey, look at that. We can play the bullfrog right now. They're going to be playing some birds, which my frog can block, coincidentally.
Yeah.
So I think we go boop. And then we'll play the bullfrog right there. And then I can block with a rabbit pelt normally, but these have flying, so that wouldn't work. I think I can sacrifice rabbit pelts too, but I don't need to do it right now, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so we blocked 1 damage there. Let's test our theory here. So if I squirrel, and then I pelt, I cannot draw blood from a rabbit pelt. Okay. That is unfortunate. So I think my bullfrog is gonna die. But oh yeah, and all creatures have trample innately.
Yeah.
Okay, so but now we got the second squirrel that we needed. And then we'll attack and then shift into the bird's way, but it won't matter because that's flying. But now we just need to draw. Okay. And he realizes that we will win eventually.
Yeah.
So we'll just take the victory. Okay, so we can go to the mining place. This is, I think, just a card draft. But that would lead into a backpack, and we're still full. So I say we go this way. I'm going to try out some of the other things that you haven't seen yet. Came across a hobbled man standing behind some boulders. You caught me off guard. Not supposed to see me till further down the road. Say, I like me a gamble. If you can pick a boulder that has gold in it, you can keep it. Okay. Which boulder?
Left.
Oh, it's gold.
It is gold.
Barely about giving it to you, but a promise is a promise where I'm from. Well, yeah, you struck true. Alright, so we've seen the fire. Let's go over here. Yeah, it says, the bones of the ancient woman creaked and groaned as she approached. With a gently shaking hand, she placed her offerings before you. So, when a card bearing the signal damages another creature, that creature perishes. So we can get a... Because you need both a head and a body to make a totem, and then that totem is just active on your side. Okay. The head designates what kind of animals it will affect. So we got a bird head and a wolf head. But if I get this body, the Touch of Death, and then get a squirrel head...
Wait for a squirrel head or wait for... Yeah,
because then my squirrels not only are just fodder, they're also... They will kill you.
Yeah.
So
seems pretty good.
I like it. There's also a totem where like things sacrifice for more, so getting a squirrel on that is really strong. Alright, so now this fight, he has a totem. So all of his wolf creatures will move when they're played. We can play a stoat right now. He's got a wolf cub. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to play the stoat there. Okay, so now if I can kill it this turn, then he won't transform. But to kill it, I will have to sacrifice my stoat, which I think is okay. So if we grab the squirrel, we do that, and then we'll use the elk because we already have a full backpack.
Makes sense.
So we just put the elk there. We go boom, hit the mole behind it. I think I'm still going to draw a squirrel, even though we can't really do anything. Just to be prepared for the future. Oh, that mole is going to keep being in our way here. Now we'll draw this. Milk Fawn! And then he concedes, because like, as long as he doesn't immediately take us out, there's not much he could do. Okay, so this looks like a guaranteed wolf card. But this could be anything. And we don't necessarily want wolves. And that's 2 fires.
Yeah. So that's the right side sounds better.
Okay. So there's a Kingfisher. It's a 1/1 flyer that can also dive. Oh, we got the Moose Buck. He's a 3/7 with hefty. At the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing the signal will move in the direction inscribed on the signal. Creatures in the way will be pushed in the same direction, so he will not be blocked. So like the elk, but more angry. And then another bullfrog. I kind of like the idea of a big boy moose buck.
A moose buck is really just a big elk, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's sort of what we're going for.
Yeah. Alright, now we got some sacrifices. So we can kill something to give its power to something else. So, and it's like, I know we're elk boys, but I don't want to kill the bullfrog. We can kill the pack rat. We can kill the pack rat and give his power to the bullfrog, so it doesn't cost 2, and we don't gotta worry about it.
It's true.
And then we can just use more items more often. Or we can give a power to something else, obviously. Maybe give the power to the stoat, because the stoat's not doing anything? Or we just lean into the frog and be like, the frog's a better card.
Let's have we lean into the frog.
Okay. So we're just going to stab that pack rat in the face. And then give his pack rat to the frog. And then, unfortunately, we can't really use any of our items right now, so we're going to be offered another pack rat. Unfortunately, I can't not take it. And now it's our first boss. Remember that prospector we just found a second ago?
Yeah.
Well, here he is. Yeehaw! 'Twas the prospector. Okay, so he's got a pack mule and a coyote. Okay, so we got a smoke. When this card bearing the signal dies, 4 bones are awarded instead of 1, which would be fine if we had anything that can do something with that. We could put out the elk fawn.
That's true. Get that elk fawn going.
So, and we're gonna put the elk fawn here, so that way it'll attack and then move out of the way.
Yep.
And then I'm not gonna put the smoke down yet. Although this is, I believe, another card that can be sacrificed, which is nice. Okay, so now we have a full-grown elk. We'll draw a regular card here. There's the bullfrog. Yeah, I think we just take care of that coyote. Now, our elk doesn't move, but that's fine.
That's fine. We don't need it to move.
And then we'll draw a squirrel, and then just keep rocking and rolling. And that pack mule is going to move over, and then we're going to kill the pack mule. I'm not going to play the stoat yet.
Okay.
Alright, so we got a bunch of things. Dagnabbit, my mule! And then we beat phase 1, which is why I didn't play anything. Because there's gold in them cards.
Well, that's not nice at all.
Yep. He struck gold. We'll grab another squirrel because we've got a lot of things here. So we got a river otter, 1/1 that dives, a beaver, which is a 1/3 dam builder. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a dam is created on each empty adjacent space. A dam has 0 power and 2 health, which we can't really do right now. And a turkey vulture, which costs 8 bones, and we currently have 8 bones. So we can play that pretty easily as well. And you know what? I think I'm going to play the turkey vulture.
Yeah.
Get him! Ah, they're getting my gold! I got a lot of pelts in my hand. Pelts are useless when you draw them. They're not completely useless. They can be used as blockers.
Yeah.
But, meh. I can take care of that Bloodhound. So I think I will. He tried to move in the way of the squirrel, but he couldn't.
Because there was already something there.
So then we do something like that. And then I'll just put a pelt in the way of the adder. And it didn't matter because he's already dead.
Yeah.
Allow me to light your candles once more. I won't be killing you quite yet. You're the first in the wild to overcome a boss. As a reward, you are granted an opportunity to select a rare card. Choose carefully. Alright, there's a pack rat again.
It's not really that rare, is it?
Yeah. There's
The Douse.
that filthy feral hog. It becomes incensed when its chimes are struck. Yeah. Bellus. When the card bearing the sickle is played, a chime is created on the empty adjacent space. A chime is 0 power, 1 health. Okay.
On each empty adjacent.
Ah.
Wow.
The Roguelike. He's just a big boy.
The Oriuli.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I mean, that big chunky boy looks good, but we'll never play him, right? Like
he takes some time and effort
that
to
is,
get going.
That is sacrifice your entire board to play him.
Unless you have something that gives you more bloods for sacrifices, which we don't yet.
That's fair. The Douse seems like a somewhat decent defense, but I assume we don't want that many blank spaces. And then Pack Rat we've seen before, and he's been eh.
Yeah.
So I mean, my gut says to plan for the Oriuli, so unless you think otherwise.
Hey, look, I like big boys.
Phrasing.
I said what I said. A level 2. A frigid gust of wind bellowed unwelcome into your lungs. The beauty of the falling snow failed to distract you from the chill in your bones. You descended to the snow line.
All right. Well,
so,
what's the blood cards again?
This tells me that there's going to be something that's got good sacrificial stuff, and then the totem lady is there.
Half of the totem. Yeah.
So I think going this way seems like a good idea. It's just blood, or bone. Blood? Oh, I see. It just shows you the cost.
Oh well.
Well, I guess we got a Bloodhound now.
Yay!
But we've learned.
Yeah.
Okay, Decrepit Woodcarver. What do you got for us? Snakehead, Bughead, or a dive body?
Sounds like a womp womp.
Yeah. I'm gonna continue taking bodies until I find a head that I want.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we got an elk fawn. There's a raven and a mole there. I can put the elk fawn here, and then he'll hide behind the boulder until he's big and strong. I think that's probably good enough.
Probably.
There's Ding. Hide behind a rock. Grab a squirrel. That's a raven egg. That one will hatch into a raven at some point. We do have that pack rat frog. I should start using items. I just be like, that raven's mine. But I feel like the hook is too strong to just use willy-nilly like that,
Yeah.
I think. Taking an extra turn's probably not too bad.
Yeah, let's go for it. We need a turn to set up for the Bloodhound.
Yeah. So I drew my squirrel, and then I can just draw another squirrel and then play Bloodhound.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'll just end my turn. I'm obligated to pass. You sure are. And then... yeah, just squirrel. And then we'll Bloodhound here just to allow the elk room to move out of the way of the bird.
Yep. Well, we're very close to...
yeah, but we're going to make some ground back right now. So we do 2, and then he can only do 2 back. Okay, and then now we can... Oh, no. Squirrel, then Stoat. So now all of his stuff is dead.
But he should... Oh, he's got more egg.
My elk is worrying about breaking a rock.
He has a lot of eggs.
You know what?
Yeah, squirrel, and then Stoat upgrades to the 2 elk.
Yeah. Just more elk.
And the elk just make out.
Yeah. Look, they're into it. Okay, random card. Turkey Vulture. Having something that costs bones is nice. Ooh, but another moose buck. Or a pronghorn. Statistic pronghorn. Will be the...
So what's that symbol? Does he attack both things?
Yeah, he's a 1/3. He moves after he attacks, much like the other ones. But instead of attacking forward, he attacks to the upper left and upper right of where he is.
Oh. Okay.
And he's another elk. I say we grab him, and we're looking for an elk head at this point. Elk head or a squirrel head.
I agree.
And wouldn't you know it? Hello, woodcarver. Oh, there's an elk head.
Yeah, it is.
Just out of curiosity. Oh, that's a burrower. We'll take this elk head and give all of our elks death touch.
That seems pretty strong.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, especially that one with the prong, the 2-prong.
Yeah.
That just seems really good.